Good afternoon, people. PJT, rate my beer. #1, something or another. Anyway, as you've seen from the thumbnail, you know what this video is about. It's about Perfect Draft. Yeah, look at that. That's priceless, isn't it? You'll be seeing them on eBay soon, because yet again, they've done their tricks. Something that, if we're perfectly honest, we probably knew was coming. Because it's been on bottle for about a year now, isn't it? So it's hot today. It's Monday. You'll see this video as soon as I've done it. I was out today, basically, cut a long story short. I've got some messages from Pete, Simo sucks, do check his channel out. But the victim of all this is all the beer, no idea. Now I can tell you the guy's got no idea, full stop, but do check his channel out. Anyway, he's purchased one of these on the Perfect Draft website, 6.6% ABV, and lo and behold, what happens? It comes through as 6%. Now, Bazza's getting old, we all know that. Lovely lad, don't get me wrong, but his eyes are not what they were maybe 30-40 years ago. So he's gone off to work. He's ranting about his keg. He's already put a Facebook post up. He's not a happy chap, shall we say. Anyway, I said, Bazza, are you sure? Because, you know, I looked on the website, which he'd shared in a way, in Facebook groups, and it said 6.6. So 6.6 is what Barry should have obviously got. Obviously, then Bazza starts to doubt himself, and his mind's playing games with him because of his age and all that, taking all that into account. Anyway, Bazza gets back in, or somehow or another, I don't know the full story there, but gets a picture, and it's clearly the bit that I'm sharing in the thumbnail. It's 6%. So yeah, they've dropped that. No price drop, no announcement or anything. So anyone thinking of getting one of these machines, I've had one for like maybe, or different ones for maybe the last 10 years. They're not what they were, and the company really don't care. You know, I wrote a few things down here. Look, firstly, they don't appear to have a spokesman. You know, you always had Haley, then you had Conrad, and then you had Dan. Obviously, the main builder of everything, taking nothing away from the other two, would be young Conrad, because that man was an absolute gem. And this is not what Conrad would have done. Conrad would have been straight out there, any open, bango, look lads, this has happened, and explaining why. It's going to be the cheap old trip of the alcohol tax, but they've not put it down, so I don't know. But it's not just this, is it? You go back, I mean, let's not go into all the disappearing kegs, or we'll be here all day. The ones that just vanish and simply never return. We've not a word from them. You know, we all buy the glassware, the bar mats and everything, because it's, you know, and it becomes one of our go-to kegs, you know, and then they just take it away. You know, when you used to question them, you used to get the poor sales, which I don't agree with all the time on certain things. I mean, let's be honest about Tiny Rebel. They said that about that Tiny Rebel did not want to do Pineapple Express, yet Tiny Rebel said they were waiting for them. Anyway, Tiny Rebel, though, they're not exactly the greatest ones in the book, because you have Clwb. That dropped 5.5 to 5. To be honest, on that one I didn't mind, because I found it not so hoppy and more fruity, so I didn't mind it, but it's still sneaky. The Budweiser. Now, Budweiser's been 5% along the board since the days of the 90s, when you first got it in draft, as I've spoken about many times. One of my cheeky little ones, that. They dropped that to 4.5, and let's be honest, they totally ruined it. That was an absolutely disgusting keg. I had one that wouldn't pour properly. It was just a nightmare. In the end, luckily, they sorted it out. The Mahou, whatever you want to call it. Mahou, I don't know. 5.1 to 4.8. They did actually say, though, that that was a standard thing all around the world, yet I've never seen it at 4.8. I never heard of it at 4.8 in any other country. So, I don't know, you know. I must admit, that one wasn't such a change. The Leffe Blonde I've reviewed maybe 9 months ago. The bottle, I would no doubt now, like they've done with the Budweiser, the bottle is the same as the keg. I no doubt the Leffe will be that, and that is horrible. If you don't believe my review, check Realcraft Simon someone's been on YouTube long enough, I think, to kind of have some idea, isn't he, through how many beer reviews, you know. So you kind of think the situation here is whatever next, you know. I personally stuck up for this company, you know, really, like, even had people not talk to me because I've stuck up for this company over the years and that, because of what I thought was right and that. And now you just kind of think, that's it, innit? You know, I've got 4 of these bloody machines and 2 old of the other ones. You're sort of thinking, I think 2 of them are on a one-way trip, that's for sure. Because at the end of the day, they're going to be worthless soon, because it's just going to be mainly crap that you get in a supermarket that's not inferior on the machine, you know. How long till they mess around with the German ones? You know, they take German purity law. It's protected. But why do we get Becks here in the supermarket brewed in Wales at 4% rather than the 4.9? You know, in all due honesty, Becks is actually 5% everywhere else. So I don't know where that 4.9 comes about, isn't it? As I said, the prices never drop. There's no spokesman. And the Stella was another one which I rated people with Stella Gate. And to be honest, and I'm going to do another one of them today, so I'll have to get all this out and get all this behind me. I don't mind that new UK Stella. If it's still 5%, who cares? For me, it had more of a Pilsner bite. I got accused of loads of things in the video, of conning it and everything, because everyone was kind of Belgium obsessed, and then they decided they had this real hard man on the computer and that was going to threaten me. Don't bother me. Lived with Michelle for 20 odd years, only 25 actually, so yeah, I can handle that, and I can handle criticism. I don't mind that, because obviously we've all got an opinion, but one person said it was horrible and then everyone just followed through, which is always going to happen. But I reckon 9 out of 10 of them, if you blind tested them, they wouldn't have a clue, if I'm honest. But there you go. It's another one that they sneakily messed around with. All of a sudden, it's been brewed in Belgium. And I remember many people brought perfect drafts for Stella. I've never been a huge Stella fan, but I get that. I remember back in the day, the 5.2 Stella we used to get over here. But I know that countless amounts of people brought it for that Belgian Stella. So I do see their point. I do get it. But as I say, it's a situation now where you're like, let's be honest with these machines, we're not hiding to nothing, aren't we? I mean, look at Blade. I mean, I don't know why I brought one of them again. I don't know, mainly because of the Budweiser. I don't know. I mean, I had that cruise campaign. That was an absolute joke of a machine. Even bigger joke of a company, Edelweiss. They've tampered with that. I've just brought a torp of that, and it was said it was 5.3 on the website. It's actually 5.1. You might think only 0.2, but this 0.2, when they totally mess around with the recipe, it doesn't work. You know, that's pretty much how it is. You know, you drop the ABV, there's going to be something, isn't there? There's going to be a difference. But as I say, it's more about this, and this is wrong. Apparently they've got a new keg coming out today. At this moment in time, I haven't seen anything. I've just been told there's a new keg coming out. You know, maybe it's going to be about 3%. It makes you wonder, doesn't it? Maybe it's going to be Foster's Shandy. Who knows with them? But I say, you've got to look at your situation here and think, what's next? And, you know, where are we going on these machines? When is the old king, Frankie Royal, going to be brewed in Wales and 4.9% because they can, you know? And why they can, I suppose, why we keep buying them, all those things. I know I buy a lot, and it does make me kind of a hypocrite. I get that, but I've already slowed down on what I purchase from them, and I can assure you I'll be slowing down much more. I know people say it built your YouTube channel and everything, but not really. Most of that lot that were Perfect Draft followers, I fell out with over the course of time in a way. And none of the Perfect Draft videos are nowhere near as what they used to be, because they're not that big. People are not that bothered now. Yeah, you know, like I go back to Bazza, who got conned on this. Me and Bazza used to have all the banter between us, you know, getting the keg out first, who's got the keg in the freezer. That's when it was fun on release date, and you know, you were like, yes, this is good. You know, but all that went because the releases became, well, what can I say, more commercialised more than anything. And then they were like putting things out like that Hack Beck that, come on, that's a workman's load of rubbish in Germany that even the Germans don't want it, you know. And that was just like, why they did that, you know. Although some people do like it, I get that. But as I say, going back to, if you're thinking about getting one of these machines now, think long and hard, because soon you're going to get all your supermarket stuff. You get the odd ones that they send over, you know, when they can't get shot of them a lot of times in France too quickly, they send them over to us because they think, British p-heads will drink them. Apart from that, think long and hard. Right, enough. Bonjour.